Did you go click the comments? Call back. Did you go click the comments? Comments. All right, Shalom, Israel, Shalom, Bashim, Yashah, brought the thumbs to the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh, Shamar, Alatha, Bashim, Yahweh, to the sisters. We at the Isupk Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. And we've been teaching so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans since 1969 that they are God's chosen people. We are the true biblical Israelites that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
And the white man, or Salakia, Esau, or as you may know him as the white man, is the devil that the Bible speaks of. So for anybody who's unfamiliar, today is the Sabbath service. Those who, hey, Shalom on Christ. For anybody who's been tuning in, you pretty much already know what time it is. This is a day of rest for us. Just a brief breakdown of what the Sabbath actually is, in case anyone had any confusion. The Sabbath was made for man, not the other way around. It's a day of rest. Now, what that entitles is enjoy your day.
Right.
That's all it is. The Lord gave you this day. Hey, you know what? You've been working hard. I know the things that you've been through. Here's a day for you to rest. And that could be a lot of different things. Maybe you just want to lounge around the house. Maybe you want to, I don't know, maybe you want to go to the club. Maybe you want to go to the beach. Maybe you just want to hang out with your brothers. Maybe you want to go with your family, whatever it may be. You know, you're just hanging out. Now, can you work on the Sabbath? We are in captivity, and sadly, like, yes, there are some brothers and sisters who have to work on a Saturday. You're not in sin. Just so you understand, you are not in sin. However, if you were to, like, say, own a small business or, you know, corporation or whatever, and you have people working for you, you are not allowed to make others work on the Sabbath. Now you are in sin. Also, yes, you can defend yourself on the Sabbath. That's a whole nother breakdown, but, you know, you are able to defend yourself. You are able to cook on the Sabbath.
Right.
Okay? You are able to do as such. If you are married, we all grown here, you are allowed to have relations with your woman on the Sabbath. Right. Are you unclean? Yes. I'm not saying do that and then come to Sabbath class. I'm not saying that. But you are fine. You are not in sin. You can have a drink on the Sabbath. You can do that. Christ drink. There's a lot of brothers that drink wine. You can drink on the Sabbath. Don't become an alcoholic, but you can drink on the Sabbath. Just, you know, so everybody understands, right? But with that being said, we're going to continue. We're going to be going over the book of Exodus, chapter 28, verse 38, to the book of Exodus, chapter 29, verse 43. Priest and Officer Abad Allah will be reading in the English. I will be reading in the Hebrew. 49 verses in the Hebrew. Then we'll do the 7 verses, and then 7 verses in the English. With that being said, you got anything about it?
No, sir.
All right, with that being said, Maijin, just me and the brother here, which means to stand. Sorry, it's me. Sorry.
Allah after Allah, which means to Israel.
Sorry, it's me. Sorry. Sorry, it's me. Cool.
Hamayim Wapanya Hakodam, which means to rise and face the east. So we'll say it in Hebrew. I'll say it. So we're going over the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shabka, Yahweh, Malakuska, Tabah, Ratzaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba Ratza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Lathandanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kabawafinawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawafinawa, Wala'a, Tabayanawa, Banasai 1, Abba, Habashinawa, Mayan, Right, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapara, La, what's like La Walam, Aman.
Now in the English, our Father,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh, thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done
In earth,
as
it is in heaven.
it is in heaven.
Give us this
day
our daily bread.
Forgive us our
And
debts.
forgive us our debts,
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
into temptation.
but
Deliver us
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the glory, forever.
So be it.
Amen. The Hakak, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushua, Baba Kusha, the Thananawa, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Ka Makala, Waka Marawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatzariah, Hakak, Lahakwayim, so like Hamatium, Hakak, Arakawa, so like Hatama'ala, Lagar Shun, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, the water, Aman.
Now in the English, Yahweh.
In
the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Please
give us the power.
Give us the power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the leper.
The power to cleanse the leper.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua. Thank you.
So be it.
So bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Barak Lanawa, Wayashra'ala, so like a Wahabaya, Saparium, Barak, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, the water, Aman.
What we just said was Lord.
In the name of Yahushua,
bless us,
and Israel,
and the school,
in the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al, Aharyam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Azariah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Asha, Shamayam, Ba'aratza, Al Yathan, Lamawat, Rogalka, so like Rogalka, Al, Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashun, Shawamar, Yashra'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tzedalka, Al Yah, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wa'akara, Belialah, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal, Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wawa'aka, Mayata, so like why I will learn.
Now in English, I will lift up my eyes to the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
My help comes from the Lord.
From the Lord.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
Behold,
he
that keepeth Israel.
Shall not slumber, nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade. Upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee
by day.
Nor
the moon by night.
The
Lord shall preserve thee
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
From this time forth and even forevermore. This is Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al Damiyalaka, Al Takarash, Wa Al Tashakwat, Al Kayahana, so I got Al Yabuka, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Yar, so like Yawamwa, Sawada, Wayata, Yai Tazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Yashra'ala, also like Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakinum, Magawa, so like Magaya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yashra'ala, Awada, also like Iwada, Kaya, Nawa Itazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Barya, Yakarafwa, so like Ahalia, Adawam, Wayashamai, Allah, Yum, Mawa'aba, Wagarium, Gabal, YM1, YM Palashah, I'm Yashabia, Tazawar, Gum Ashawar, Nala'a, that's like Nalawa, Ima, Hayawa, Zarawa, Labunya, Lawat, Salah, Aisha, so like Aisha, Lahum, Kamadian, Kasaya, Sarah, Kawa, it's like Kaya, Kayabian, Manakal, Kwayashwan, it's like Nashad Mumwa, Ba'an, it's like Bayan, Dara, Hawa, Hayawa, it's like Daman, La Dama, Shayatamwa, Nada, Yamawa, Kaira, Ashar, so like oh, so like because the Abba, because the Ba, because the Zalmanai, called Nastiyakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayara Ash, Nayara Shah, so like Nayara Shah, Lanawa, Af, Naawa, Alahayim, so like Alahaya, Shaya Thumwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, Lapunya, Rakah, so like Tara, Kaash, Tabaira, Wa Kalaba, Tabaira, so like Yaira, Wa Kalaba, Talahat, Haharium, Khan, Taradatma, Basta so like Basta Irika, Wabasa, Wapath, so like Wapathka, Taba Alum, Mala'a, Punyahum, Kuala One, so like Maya Bakashwa, Shumka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya Baal, so like Waya, so like Waya Baal, so like Waya Bahawa, I, Waya, Kaparwa, Waya, Abadwa, Waya, Daiwa, Kaiwa, Atha, Shumka, Yahawa, Labaka, Aliwan, Alcon, Ha'aratza.
Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O God.
O God.
For lo. Thine enemies. Make a tumult. And they that hate thee. Have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel. Against thy people. And consulted. Against thine hidden one. They have said. Come. Let us cut them off. From being a nation. That the name of Israel. Maybe no more remembered. For they have consulted together. With one consent. They are confederate against him. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites of Moab. And the Hagarenes. Gabal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur is also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them. As to the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kissam. Which perished at Endor. They became his dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb. And like Zaid. Yea. All their princes. As the Ba. And as the Almuna. Who said. Let us take to ourselves the house of God. In possession. Oh my God. Make them like a wheel. As the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth the wood. As the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest. And make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their face with shame. That they may seek thy name. Oh Lord. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea. Let them be put to shame and perish. That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High of all the earth. This is the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, it's like Wamayaka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Matazab Yaha, Alawap Yahana, Ha'alawapiam, Hasaranyam, Hakwatazayoyam, Hakahayoyam, Wahakwatyam, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, the water, Aman. Now in English. Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahushai. And Michael. And Angel. Commander General Yahana. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. Sorry, face me. All right, you may be seated. All right, we're going to be starting from the book of Exodus, chapter 28, verse 38. We're going to go to one second. All right, so 28 and 38 to 29 and 1. As in the Hebrew, Yahweh Yahweh Io Matazak I run when a Sha'ah I run I run Hakodash Ya'am Ashar Yakodash Ya'ah Banya Yasharala Laba'al Mathanath Mathanath Kodash Yasham Yahweh Il Matazakia Thamayad La Ratazan Laham La Panya Yahweh Washa Batazaf Washa Katazaf Hakath Naath Shashash Wa'ai Shayath Matazan Pa'ath Shashash Wa'a Banat Tha'aisha Ma'aisha Raqua'om Ya Wa Labanya Akara'a Tha'aisha Bathanath Wa'ai Shayath Laham Aban Tayum Wama Ga Ka'ayah Tha'aisha Laham Laba Ya'ad Labayad Walatha Slakia Dath Wala Bashath Thumb Ath Ayun Akayat Ya'ath Kanya Athya Wamashaka'ath Athum Wamala'ath Ath Yadum Wakodash Ya'ath Athum Wabahanya Laya Wa'aisha'ah Laham Mabanathya Bad Labasayath Kashar I Ra'ah Mamath Nayam Wa'ayad I Rabayum Yahayaha Wahaya I run. So I got I run. So I get I run. Wa'il Banya Kanya Kaba'am all Ahol Ma'id Ayah Bagasham Bagashathaam or Hamataza Ba'ach, Lasha Ra'ath, Ka Pakudash, Yala'a, Yashar, Ayun, let's see, Wa Mathia, Ka Kwa'ath, Laum, La Ya, La Ra'ai, Atha Ya'at. All right, last verse. Let's see. Yaza'ah, Hadabar, Ashar, Aisha, Lahum, Lakwadash, Athum, Laaz, Lakwa'ach, Pa'ar, Akkad, Kaaz, Kakwa'ar, Waya La'am, Shanayam, Yam. All right, that's it. All right, so the book of Exodus, chapter 28, verse 38.
Come on, God. The book of Exodus, chapter 28, verse 38. And it shall be upon Aaron's forehead that Aaron may bear the iniquity of the holy things, which the children of Israel shall hallow in their holy gifts. And it shall be always upon his forehead that they may be accepted before the Lord. And thou shalt embroider the coat of fine linen, and thou shalt make the mitre of fine linen, and thou shalt make the girdle of needlework. Verse 40. And for Aaron's sons thou shalt make coats, and thou shalt make for them girdles, and bonnets shalt thou make for them, for glory and for beauty.
All right, so just a quick recap. So last class we were going over the importance of pretty much representing your culture, right? There is a significance behind what we wear. Like, we don't just wear like garments strictly just for fashion. This is to represent our nation. This is to represent the Most High. And as priests, for all brothers, like to the men above me of all ranks, we understand what it means to present ourselves. And it's not just present ourselves physically. You're supposed to represent a priest at all times. You should always keep the truth in your mouth at all times, even when the girdle comes off, when the garment comes off, when the headpiece comes off. Because what we're talking about right now, at this time, Aaron is, Aaron is pretty much the minister for Israel at this time, right? Now, Moses is really in charge. But remember, Aaron was chosen by the Most High to help Moses. Now, Aaron, the reason why he was chosen was, of course, they were brothers, but Aaron was very good at speaking to the people. Not saying that Moses wasn't, because you read all throughout Exodus, you can read in Leviticus, so on and so forth, that Moses does speak to the children of Israel multiple times. But Aaron, that was his gift. So a lot of times you'll see Moses, he's the one that's dealing with the Most High.
Right.
And what Moses would do sometimes is, instead of speaking to the public himself, he might speak to Aaron. Aaron would go out to the people, and he would be the one to voice out pretty much the rules and regulations, the law, statutes, and commandments of what we're going to do, in a sense, right? I just hope that makes sense, right? And as we read right now, Aaron looking the part. Right. He got a glorious garment made for him. He has his mitre that was made for him, right? His headpiece. This is what's going on right now, and it's supposed to be a glorious thing, right? Let me go. Can you go to book of Exodus chapter 28, verse 30 real quick?
Come on. The book of Exodus chapter 28, verse 30. And thou shalt put in the breastplate of judgment the Urim of the Thummim, and thou shalt be upon Aaron's heart. And they shall be upon Aaron's heart, right, when he goeth in before the Lord. And Aaron shall bear the judgment of the children of Israel upon his heart before the Lord continually.
Again, this is another indication that he is now taking part in governing the nation of Israel at this time, right? If that makes sense. So we're just give you a quick understanding of what we're going over. You got anything about it?
Lots, sir.
All right, so we can go back to 28 and 40.
Come on. 40. The book of Exodus chapter 28, verse 40. And for Aaron's sons thou shalt make coats, and thou shalt make for them girdles and bonnets. Shalt thou make for them for glory and for beauty. Right. Verse 41. And thou shalt put them upon Aaron thy brother and his sons with him, and shalt anoint them, and consecrate them and sanctify them, that they may minister unto me in the priest's office.
All right, so we went over this last week. To consecrate means pretty much kind of said it already, to anoint, to put in a holy status, if you will. Right? What's going on right now is Aaron, in a sense, is getting anointed. Right? For any brother who's been in school long enough, troopers, officers of 50, 500, so on and so forth, there is a time, Lord allow, when new brothers come in and you will be anointed. Now, it's a very powerful thing. I want you to understand the importance of this. It's not just as simple as, okay, you a young man, you've been in here for, I don't know, X amount of months, and then like you get your name, and now it's like, oh, now you got your Hebrew name now. Like, no, it's not that simple. There's a significance that goes beyond it.
Right.
You are now pledging your loyalty to the Most High, to Christ, to your nation, to your brothers and your sisters.
Right.
And Abadiah, correct me if I'm wrong, what do we always ask these brothers before they are anointed?
Do you want this?
Do you want this?
That's what you want.
Like, not like for real though. Like, it's not to scare anybody. It's not a trick question. We're really asking, are you sure you want this life?
Right.
You sure? Because what this life entitles is, hey, look, you a brother, you come into the school, you want to do the work, you want to be a priest. Look, priest isn't, look, we don't just, wear what we wear to look good. It's not ain't about looking pretty. It ain't about that. No, you're doing the work of the Lord, which means you're going to have to wake up sometimes when you don't want to. You might get calls at 3 o'clock in the morning, and brother might need you for something. Brother might need you to open up the school for him. Brother might need you to hold a classroom because he got a slave or he got to go take care of something. Right. Saturdays, you might have camp, and that means, hey, whatever you got going on in the morning, might have to call that off or, prolong it for later because you got camp this Saturday.
Right.
You got to go out there and look, it might be hot. It might be cold. It might, I ain't gonna say it's raining. I don't think the brothers would do that to you. But my point being is you might go to an area and you have to preach into the wind.
Right.
And you might feel like, oh, ain't nobody listening to me. You'd be surprised to be that one person. The Lord might have sent you just there for that one person, or might not even be that person. That person may hear you, and then they might tell somebody else, and that person just got saved.
Right.
You see how that works? So, but my point is, do you want this life?
Right.
Aaron didn't have to do any of this. I want y'all to understand that. Moses didn't have to do any of this. They chose to do it. Now, of course, yes, the Most High ordained them to do so, but they could have stopped.
Right.
They could have said, I want to do this. I got to get all them up out of Egypt. We talk about this a lot. Like, Salakia, getting us up out of Egypt was definitely not a small feat.
Right.
We've been in slavery for so long, just like in today. A lot of us were comfortable being a slave.
Right.
And we, they got air conditioning. My Egyptian master, he treat me well. I don't want to leave, this comfy palace. You're a slave. You're a slave.
Right.
Pharaoh, remember, the new Pharaoh, Salakia, he came about, and this is one that didn't know Joseph. He said, man, I don't know these people. They getting kind of mighty up in here. It's too many of y'all, which again, just like the white man today. And what did he do? Tried to slaughter our firstborn sons. Tried to kill us off, section us off. Thankfully, the sisters at that time, very righteous.
Right.
Very, very righteous. And they made sure that their sons didn't die. That's anti-abortion right there.
Right.
Most High in Christ. But giving you all that, just like give you a premises of what they were going through, right? But they didn't have to. They got anointed and they chose to do the work.
Right.
Just like right here. Aaron isn't getting, dressed in this glorious garment just because. No, he's fitting his role because he was anointed to do so. I hope that makes sense. Not even just him, his sons.
Right.
Right? The whole family dripped out. Why? Because Aaron did the work of the Lord. You got anything about before we continue?
Come on. If I may, Salakia.
Go ahead.
A step that a lot of these fake Israelites and Christians is missing is the anointing part. A lot of the times when I come across a fake Israelite, the first question I ask him is, who ordained you to teach? Who told you, like, okay, you ready? Like, who poured that oil on your head? Who told you it's time for you to go out and teach? Because a lot of the times they just decide, oh, I learned something. Oh, I read this book. I'm finna teach it. No, that's not how it works. You don't just come in here and decide you want to teach and decide you want to do the work. There's steps to it and there's levels to it. You got to get anointed. You got to put the time in first. You got to put the work in, and then you get ordained and anointed to teach. You don't just start teaching. Right. Like Christians, they just go to school and all of a sudden they just know the whole Bible. But in church on Sunday, they teach one scripture. Like it's not easy and it's not fun work. Now I'm not saying I don't enjoy the work of the Lord, but it's not the work that you want to come and do because it's fun or because you think you know something. In reality, you don't. You wasn't ordained to teaching. You're just leading the sheep of the flock of Israel further away from the Lord than what you think. So
no, Most High in Christ. I think you brought out an excellent point because a lot of fake Israelites or just anybody who is not in the truth, right? You think that you can anoint yourself. It's not how this works.
right.
You don't like, you know what? It was a brother. I think he made a post not that long ago. A lot of fake Israelites or a lot of you brothers who don't last in the school because you don't like being told what to do. Just gonna be honest with you. You'll leave the school and then you'll make up your own name.
Come on.
You make your own name now, and now you have appointed yourself to be a priest. Ain't nobody give you that. Now I know some people might get confused because, like, well, who ordains you in here, right? Who anoints you in here? When the brothers and the priest above you anoint you, it's not them. I hope you follow what we're talking about. Because what is the whole duty of a priest? A priest is what? A messenger. That's all we are. Not all we are is like to belittle it. I'm saying in a sense of all our job is to not only uphold the law, but to preach the law.
Right.
We are not allowed to add on or take away from the law.
Right.
Whatever is written in this book, it is our job to voice it out to you. So all we're doing is the work of the Lord. We're not anointing you. The Lord is anointing you through us. And that's another thing that a lot of people seem to have a problem with. Y'all don't like to follow orders. When I say y'all, I'm not talking about the brothers and sisters who have been in here long enough, because you understand. Shalom in Christ, Adawan. We understand. We understand, like, look, sometimes you got to follow orders. Right. It is what it is. We human. We got emotions. You don't think I'll be tired sometimes? I'm like, damn, I'm going to do it, though. Right. It is what it is. Because this is what we signed up to do. The Lord, like when a brother gives you an order, hey, I need you to go get this speaker for Ken. It's not really him telling you that. It's the Lord using him to tell you to go bring that speaker. Or, we need to get some funds together for camp equipment. Or, we got to help out these people over here. They're in need. Everybody gather some money together so we can send it to them.
Right.
It's not the brother saying it's the Lord who anointed him, who's over you. That's all it is just delegation.
Right.
That's all it is, So if you have I'm saying this because a lot of you think, oh, the Lord spoke to me. No, he didn't. I guarantee you that was a demon. I guarantee you. I guarantee you got in your own head because you don't want to take orders from anybody else. You want to be in charge. Think about it. There are brothers who don't come into school because you don't want to take orders. Because, dive a little deeper, you don't like your own people. I say this every time. You'll go to a slave. You'll take orders from a white man all day. Right. You'll go work for a corporation that don't love you and replace you. You are nothing but a number letter sequence. Straight up. Being real. When I clock into my slave, my ID number is, I can't say what it is, but it's like 2 letters and then it's just like a whole bunch of numbers. That is who I am. I'm not even a person. Right. And then guess what? Like somebody else got another one. I'm replaceable. Look, I don't own this company. They can get rid of me and they will get a more capable mechanic somewhere else.
Right.
Who probably likes his job. I don't even like my job. But my point being is, you do that, right? You're going to pay your taxes, I hope. You're going to pay that car note. You're going to pay that car insurance. You're going to pay that rent because somebody told you to. You're going to celebrate Mother's Day. I think Father's Day is not that far away. Am I wrong?
Come on, guys. Come on.
Yeah, so Father's Day is not that far along. The white man told you, on this day, you are to celebrate your father. On this day, you are to celebrate your mother. On this day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, that is when you and your family can come together and pretend like y'all actually like each other. You ain't seen your cousin in like 10 months. And all of a sudden it's, hey, what's going on? Why didn't you hit him up before? Like, no, for real, like that's real though. Like, you feel me? Like you don't see certain family members for so long, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, what's good, nephew? It's like, where you been at for the last like 350 days? Right. Like, I ain't heard nothing. I ain't get a call, not a text, not nothing. Now all of a sudden we all family because the white man told you on that day you can celebrate being together.
Right.
So you subconsciously take orders from everybody else, but then when you come in here, a brother that looked like you got a problem. Some sisters, again, not all, some of you sisters are very righteous. Then there are some, and they don't last. We've all seen it. They leave. You come in here, and here we tell you that you got to listen to your man, straight up. Like if I got a problem with a sister, I ain't even go to the sister. I go to her man.
Right.
It's like yeah, because I don't even want to disrespect your woman. I'm gonna go to you, right? We even say that in here, like when a man sidebar, any brothers who may not be married yet, when you get a rib, right, you are her head. Meaning what? It doesn't matter what the other brother's rank is. It could be a general. If a general tells your rib, oh, I want you to sweep this up for me, right? But let's just say hypothetically, you're like, baby, I need you to come over here. Guess what she listens to? She listens to you. Right. To her, you outrank everybody else. That is your woman, right? And since that is the man that you report to, right. That is the man that you listen to. You want to know why? Because that's your man. Y'all together now. But in the world, they devalue men. They make you feel like you can do whatever the hell you want to do. You can leave because you're unhappy because of an emotion. Here we're going to tell you to stick it out, right? But my whole point being is you have to follow some level of authority outside of the truth. What is the problem with you coming in here and having a little bit of, I don't know, discipline and listening to somebody?
Right.
All right. So if you have a problem with that, then well, I'm gonna tell you right now, you ain't gonna last here.
Right. Because
if Christ was here, look, Christ was an austere man. You think we bad? Imagine you taking orders from Christ and talking about something. I don't want to do that. No sweat out. No sweat. Like, good luck with that. I'm gonna leave it at that. But going back to the scriptures, of course, yes, the Lord anointed Aaron. Right. Aaron didn't anoint himself. He didn't leave him and go give himself a Hebrew name. It's not what happened. Right. You got anything about before?
Come on. So like if I may, last point.
Go ahead.
If you think you can do someone else's job better, you can. If you think you could be a better leader than the man above you, you can. If you think you could be a better leader, you're probably not ready to be a leader. It's probably not in you to be a leader because you think you're better than everyone. And that's not what a leader is. There's like saying like there's a boss and then there's a leader. You want to be a boss. You want to be a tyrant. You want to be in charge of people. You don't want to lead people to greater success. You just want to be rude and it's like a-hole. You don't really want the responsibility of a leader. You think being a leader is easy because when it's time to clean up, they don't do nothing. Behind the scenes, they do more work than you ever could think. And you're not ready for that. If you think you are, you're not. Just sit there and wait for your time. Because if you want to put the work in and become a leader, or have some rank, it'll come. But with the proper work, not because you want to. So like.
Right. No, that's an excellent point. A lot of you want power, but with power there comes work. There's we say it in the truth still. You're always a trooper. I hope that makes sense.
Right.
You are always a trooper. Because when you were a trooper, when we all were troopers, what were we told? You were told to do something, it's kind of one kind. That's it. You're not allowed to teach. You wear all black, and you are here to simply do the work. That is it.
Right. That's
it. You still do that. Yeah, you might wear colors now. You got your little fly garment or whatever. You got your UPK gear. You look. Now you're a priest. Guess what? You still take orders.
Right.
There are captains. Guess what? They still got to say "Khan Wan Khan" to somebody.
Right.
All right. The generals still say "Khan Wan Khan" to somebody. Even Commander General Yohana, he still got to obey the law, statutes, and commandments. You think that just because like he might not physically have somebody over him, like no, the Most High and Christ is still over him.
Right.
He still got to make sure. If anything, he got it worse than everybody else. He got to take care of himself and the whole nation of Israel. But he's been anointed to be in that position. Why? Commander General Yohana was once Trooper Yohana.
Right.
At one point. Think about that. He was in all black at one point too. He was a young man in the world,
right, leaving
his evil, wicked ways and became a better man. So what makes you think that you're special, that you can just do what you want? Even Christ, sidebar, before we continue, I don't want to be too long-winded. Even Christ had to be reincarnated a few times before he was perfect. Right. I hope you understand that. That's a whole nother breakdown. I'll save that for another time for time's sake. But again, Christ had to work to get to where he was at. I'll leave it at that. You can go ahead, Al.
Verse 41. And thou shalt put them upon Aaron thy brother and his sons with him, and shalt anoint them and consecrate them and sanctify them, that they may minister unto me in the priest's office. Verse 42. And thou shalt make them linen breeches to cover their nakedness from the loins, even unto the thighs they shall reach. Verse 43, and they shall be upon Aaron and upon his sons when they come in unto the tabernacle of the congregation, or when they come near unto the altar to minister in the holy place, that they bear not iniquity and die. It shall be a statute forever unto him and his seed after him.
It says, and his seed after him, meaning what? Forever.
Right.
Forever. Oh, slack it. I mean, it's not just about you. We talk about this every time. I'm going to keep bringing it up because I think some people still, it hasn't clicked for them yet. It's not about just you. It's about your descendants.
Right.
And then you again. And then Lord allow your descendants and then you again. I don't know about you. I don't want to be in the same state where I'm at now. Lord allow, if I'm reincarnated, I hope so. 300 years from now, I don't know. I want to be better. I want my kids to be in a better spot. I don't know about you. You got to keep this law, statutes, and commandments forever. Like I said, when you get anointed, before you get anointed, Slakia, we ask you, are you sure? Even after, whatever rank you get, officer 50, are you sure?
Right.
500, are you sure? 1,000, 5,000, captain, are you sure you want to do this? Because the thing is, you can say no. I know no one really wants to say no because, you being put on the spot, but that's a test of your faith right there. Are you really able to handle this work? Because trust me, there have been brothers in this school, I promise you right now, who are 5,000 and left. Keep that in mind. We ask you for a reason. Deep down in your spirit, you know if you really ready or not, or if you even want this. But you come in here for alternative reasons. You want to look cool. That's what it is. You want to look cool. You want power. We say it all the time in the truth. Those who seek power usually never obtain it.
Right.
You're not going to obtain it. Because the thing is, the Lord knows your spirit. You're going to raise another man better than you. He's done it before. He's done it plenty of times.
Right.
A brother will lead. He's done it in the Bible with King David, even in the truth. There might be a brother. I ain't going to say who, but there was a brother who was in the school. He was a 5,000. I'm saying this for a reason. This is true. He left. And then it was an officer of 1,000, I know him personally. He came in, right? And he took over that zone, and now he's a 5,000. And he's a better 5,000 than that other 5,000.
Right.
So trust me, you are replaceable if you don't want to do the work.
Right.
But what do you say? If you are reincarnated, who the subject that is present after them? Is it you or is it a new person? I'm not sure I'm not understanding the question. When you
reword it.
Yeah, if was this Cap XN Capone? Okay. If you could reword that question, I'm not sure I'm fully understanding it. Taking the next day up, Most High in Christ. And Trooper Shakat, yep. If I'm reading it correctly,
I think he's asking, is it you that's being reincarnated?
Yeah, it's you. Now the thing is, you won't know though. You won't know. The Most High is so merciful that, think about it, you were here before. I was here before. Abadi Allah was here before. We were all here before, but you probably don't remember, sadly, all the horrible things that were done to you back then. That's the Most High sparing you.
So like all the bad things that you did.
Yeah, that too. Because you're born, it's you, but you're supposed to be a new creature, if that makes sense. Like it is you, it's still your soul, but it's like, I'm gonna give you another chance to be better. Right. Same thing with Christ. Christ was Adam. Christ was Solomon. Y'all do know that, right? Yeah, let's see. If we don't.
Oh, he said.
Hold on. Highlight that real quick. See if I can read. I'm having trouble. If we won't know, then how do we know that we were reincarnated in the first place? Because that's the part I don't get about this view. That's up to the Most High.
Nothing is known in the science.
Basically, if reincarnation was true, that you couldn't know reincarnation was true. Reincarnation is true because it's been proven in the Bible.
So I guess he asked a question.
I'm not sure, but to pretty much answer the question, reincarnation is real because it's in the Bible. Everything in the Bible is real.
Right.
Before there was Christ, there was Solomon. Before there was Solomon, there was Adam. And multiple times when he was who he was before, he did something wrong. Adam, his sin was following his wife. He should have checked his wife. He didn't. and he followed her after. And then the world fell into sin. He messed up. He was not perfect. Solomon was a righteous brother at one point, but then he fell off.
Right.
So guess what? He was not perfect. But then when you go to the book of Matthew, it literally tells you that Christ came from the lineage of David, from the tribe of Judah. Then, and only then, was Christ perfect. He had to be reincarnated a few times. He was here before. So it's no different with you, right? But are you done with, did you get to 29 and 1?
No, sir.
So
I'm on there right now.
Okay, you go to 29 and 1.
Come. The book of Exodus, chapter 29, verse 1. And this is the thing that thou shalt do unto them, to hallow them to minister unto me in the priest's office. Take 1 young bullock and 2 rams without blemish.
Mm-hmm. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I think you tried.
That's all right. Real quick, we're gonna continue the class, but if you do have anything about reincarnation, I mean, you could read simply Matthew 1 and 1. Like that kind of gives you a representation of reincarnation. Let's see, you can go, actually, no, it's me. So we're going to go to the book of Exodus, chapter 29, verse 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 to 8 in Hebrew. All right, here we go. All right, it's the book of Exodus, chapter 29, verse 2 in Hebrew. Yalakam, Matazah Ya'af, Yakalaf, Matazah, Hala Ya'la'af, Kasha Ma'an, Yara Kwa'ar, Matazah Ya'af, Masha Kayam, Kashaman, Talaf, Katayam, Tha'aisha'a, Atham, Yana Tha'af, Ayatham, I'll, Sa'al, Akkad, Yahakwa Rama'af, Atham, Sa'al, Ya'af, Hapa'ar, Ya'af, Shanya, Ha'alahayim, Ha'alahayim, Ya'af, Ra'an, Ya'af, Kanya'am, Thaqwarayam, All, Pathak, Ahol, Ma'wa'id, Wara Katazaf, Atham, Hama Ya'am, Yala Kwa Ka'af, let me see. Hakwa Dayam, Yahala Kwashaf, Af, Ha Ra'an, Af, Habatha Na'af, Ya'af, Ma'ail, Hapa'ad, Ya'af, Apa'ad, Ya'af, Hakashan, Ya'af, Pad, Da'af, Laya, Da Kashab, Hapa'ad, Yashamath, Ha Matazanya, Pa'af, I'll, Rasha Shanya, Yana Tha'af, Af, Natazar, Aquadash, I'll, Hamatazanya Pa'af, Walaqua Ka'af, Af, Shaman, let's see, Hamasha Ka'af, Wayataza Pa'af, I'll, Rashaya, Yamasha Yamashkath. Athya, verse 8, last verse. Wayath Kanyam Thakwa Raya Yaab Wala Kashatham Ka Thunyath. All right. You can go in the English.
Come. The book of Exodus, chapter 29, verse 2. And unleavened bread and cakes unleavened tempered with oil, and wafers unleavened anointed with oil of wheat. And of wheat and flour shalt thou make them. And thou shalt put them into the one basket and bring them into the basket. And bring them in the basket with the bullock and the 2 rams. And Aaron and his sons thou shalt bring unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and thou shalt wash them with water. And thou shalt take the garments and put them upon Aaron the coat. And put upon Aaron the coat and the robe of the ephod, and the ephod and the breastplate, and girt him with the a curious girdle of the ephod. And thou shalt put the mitre upon his head, and put the holy crown upon the mitre. Then shalt thou take the anointing oil and pour it upon his head, and anoint him. Verse 8, and thou shalt bring his sons and put coats upon them.
That's it for that. Come on. All right, so again, just pretty much going over the status that Aaron has right now. And Aaron and his sons thou shalt bring into the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall wash them with water. Right there is just to signify again, like just being clean when you come into the congregation, right? You're always going to give your best. Things that will make you unclean, of course, just like a quick recap of what that may be. If you are having relations with your woman, you are unclean until the even. You are to wash up after. All right, I'm just being real with you. Don't be nasty. If you touch a dead animal, if you are attending a funeral, also if you happen to touch any unclean animal as well, pretty much let's say you didn't know, right? And you had something at your job or whatever, somebody brought some food in, you asked them if it was beef, they said it was beef, turns out it was pork, you found out it was pork, you are unclean, all right? So now you are unclean until the even. It's just a few examples of what that may be, right? So we'll just continue. Oh yeah, go to verse 7 real quick. Then shalt thou take the anointing oil and pour it on his head, right, and anoint him. That is why when you come into the school, if you are to be anointed, that is the significance of the oil being poured on your head. It's custom, right? It's to signify that this is who you are now. The Most High has anointed you to be better than who you were before. Whoever you were in the world, you are now whatever you are now, right? But again, it has to come from the Most High. You don't just get to anoint yourself. Nowhere in the Bible is there a brother that just anoints himself. Who are you to anoint yourself? Who said that you were right for that position?
Right.
Is it because you want power? Trust me, there's a lot of brothers in here who have power. Well, let's just say there were more examples of bad kings than there were of good kings. So you wanting power is not good enough. You think that you're better than everybody else, so you should be in charge. That's vanity. That's carnal. What are you going to do with that? Why do you think you're better than everybody else?
Sure.
Ask yourself that. Is it because you're taller? You think because you're big and strong? That don't mean nothing. Goliath died to David because the Lord was with him. Right. So what does that mean? Samson was a mighty brother. Well, sadly, he went against the Most High and started sleeping with Philistine women, and well, he fell. Now, he took them Philistinians with him. Don't get me wrong. He went out with a bang, but he didn't have to die.
Right.
So you being big and strong, it's not good enough. You're smart. Okay. There's a difference between being smart and being wise.
Right.
Right. You might know something about, I don't know, something random like quantum physics. Right. Okay, that's cool. You might be good with math. You might know chemistry, biology. You might be good at stuff like that. Can you lead a nation, though?
Right.
Can you take orders? Can you be wise enough to keep the law, statutes, and commandments even when nobody is around? Do you have that character about you? So I'll tell you right now, Noah ain't know nothing about no quantum physics. Noah didn't know anything about being a psychologist or a neurologist or anything like that. Guess what? He was appointed to have a task at that time. And he was, not anybody else. Wonder why? Because of his character. And the Most High anointed him to be so. Same thing with Joseph. Same thing with David. David, we think carnal. That's the problem with us. And this is why the Lord has to anoint us. People saw, remember, they were looking for who the next king would be, and they're looking around and they thinking, oh, yeah, who are these men? This brother, he got a scar on him. This brother done been through war. He's big and muscular, right? You think, oh yeah, that should be the next king. Turns out King David, well, at the time it was David, Dawadah, he was a shepherd. He was tending to the sheep. He was just chilling on the farm. That man ended up being the king of Israel.
Right.
But why him though? In our eyes, we think him, the guy who's taking care of the sheep in the back, that's going to be the king of Israel. Why? The Lord sees things that you don't see.
Right.
Right. So you ask yourself, why should you be in charge? Really ask yourself. Because if you feel like you should be in charge, odds are the Lord ain't going to make you in charge. There's a reason for that. Right. You got anything out before we continue?
Look, sir.
All right. We can continue.
So like I do.
Go ahead.
And like you were saying, how we looked on Saul and was like, oh, this is Salakin. Not like that. He's a good looking man. It's a tall man. Look like he didn't been through war. Like that's the carnality of of Israel. Same thing with them coming out of Egypt. Man, you was just delivered from your bondage. You was delivered from being oppressed, but you're thirsty and you let that your carnal get to you.
Yep.
You know, and that's something that the Israelites faced all throughout the Bible is their carnality. Like you said, Solomon was a great man at one point in time. He got carnal and lusted after strange women. You got to fight your flesh. You got to fight the carnality of things. Everything has to be spiritual to you. You know what I'm saying? Not everything, but you got to look at it how Christ would look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like how the Lord would look at it. You can't look at it through your carnal eyes, through your flesh, from your flesh.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
that's absolutely correct. Because the thing is, when you think carnal, the sad part is, you want to know why so-called blacks and Hispanics are not doing well today? It's because we think carnal. We ain't got the Most High on our side, not as a whole. Like there are those of us that serve the Most High. We see the difference, but it's far and few of us. The majority of our people do not serve the Most High. They're still arguing over about things like, we think money is the issue. We think, oh, we need to make more money. Now, I'm not saying don't make money. I'm not saying that. The problem is a lot of y'all serve money. You'll do anything for money. When I mean anything, I mean anything. And then you get what I mean? And then you get that money, now you're a multi-millionaire. Odds are them white people probably got ownership over you. Let's be real. I was actually talking about this earlier, and like a lot of rappers and stuff, right? Like a lot of the stuff they have, they don't own, right? It's leased. Like a lot of the cars they be driving and stuff, that's leased. They don't own that.
Right.
I remember, I forgot the number, but there was a time. This is like when Meg Thee Stallion first started blowing up, and they actually found out how much money she made at the end of her tour. Now, mind you, she was very popular at this time. It was under $1 million. And I'm like, wait a minute, she's a celebrity. She got all this money, right? I mean, she's surrounded by all these nice cars and, name brand clothes, and you got all this jewelry. And turns out that ain't even yours. It's just an image, right? But then there are a lot of black people and Hispanics who do have money. What are you doing with it, though? You can't even come together. You want to know why? I'll be real with you right now. Esau, I know it might not seem like it because we're in America, right? And Esau, for the most part, runs everything. Esau is a lot smaller than you think he is. I think I forgot what it was. I got to start remembering these numbers. It was a very low percentage of so-called white people in the world compared to everybody else, right? But it's why are they over us? Why are they able to conquer everything? You want to know why? Because they're organized.
Right.
That's why. Think about it. I don't know about you, but when I think of a black person, I think not just Black American. I think Haitian. I think Jamaican. I think Cuban. I think Brazilian, Panamanian, Nicaraguan. Hell, there's black people in Mexico. There's black people in Argentina. There's black people in Peru. That's what I think of, right? That's what I'm thinking. When I think Northern Tribe and all these different Native Americans, because a lot of Latinos are Native American and who are also black, I just think that's everybody. But guess what? They colonized us so much. Somebody who is from the Dominican Republic will hate somebody who is from Haiti. That's still a thing, by the way. and they live on the same damn island. It's just Haitians happen to be conquered by the French. Actually, no, they actually fought against their oppression. They still are, but they speak French, or like French Creole. And you have the Dominicans. They speak Spanish. Same island. Both were conquered by Edomites, by the way. They just speak a different language. You hate each other because of your appearance. Most Dominicans are a little lighter than Haitians. Or if you're too dark in the Dominican Republic, they say that, oh, you're not Dominican, you're Haitian. You speak a different language. You were conquered by white people. But y'all are fighting amongst each other. Why? Because of skin color? We don't know who put that there? The white man.
Right.
That's what he did. Same thing we did in America. You got black people, we fight over everything. We fight over religion. We fight over who has money and who doesn't. Like, it'll be a broke dude calling another dude broke. That don't make no damn sense. It'll be a sister who live with her mother, don't got no job, got 2 baby daddies, and then somehow you talking about, oh, you can't afford me. Excuse my language. You a broke ass nigga. You broke too? What do you mean? Right? Where are we? But that's our mentality. We look for any little indifference with each other. Oh, you're not black. You from Haiti. You're not one of us. Or with Hispanics. Oh, you're not like our Hispanics. You have the Central American Hispanics. You have the Caribbean Hispanics. You have South American Hispanics. Brazil technically is not even considered Hispanic because they don't speak Spanish. They speak Portuguese. You get my point? But we all have the same oppressor. The oppressor might speak a few different languages. Okay, they all European. Am I right or am I wrong? Right. Spanish comes from Spain. Portuguese comes from Portugal. Even the language that we speak, English, that's a Germanic language.
Right.
I found out my slave name in English because, sadly, a lot of us have the last names of our slave masters. I found out my last name is British. Do I look British to you? Like, I don't know. I'm just saying. But again, we fight with each other. Meanwhile, the white man knows how to work together. That's why he's able to dictate everything. Right. Now, imagine if you actually serve the Most High, all of us serve the Most High. Stop looking at each other. Oh, you a little lighter than me. Or you a little darker than me. We're not the same. Oh, you're from this tribe. Oh, we're not the same. Oh, I make more money than you. We not the same. Shut up. Because as you do this, the white people who run everything, they are laughing at you. That's why nobody takes us seriously. Right. Imagine if you came together. They know what will happen if you come together. That's why they work so hard to keep you segregated from each other. Right. Which what we really should do is segregate ourselves from the so-called white man. Right. But y'all don't see that though. You think carnal, like you said. You think, oh, this person should be in charge because he's big and strong. What? So I get that brother could be dumb as rocks, but he looked the part, right? So obviously he should be in charge. No, he shouldn't. No, we shouldn't. Most High makes those decisions. We don't need a president. We don't need a governor. Right. We don't need a senator. You know who is above us? Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Right. That is our king. That is who we are under. And not because Christ says so, because the Most High made him that way. Right. So I'm not concerned about all these other heathens and what they got going on. That's our problem. The whole reason why we even had a bad king is because we wanted to be like the heathens. First king we had was what? King Saul. And he was made out of what? The Lord's anger. Us having a living God wasn't good enough, my Bob. We still wanted to be like everybody else. Our plate was full, and we still wanted what the Africans had. Crazy. We wanted what the Europeans had. We wanted what the Grecians had. We wanted what the Indians had. We want to be like them. They have people that are in charge. Okay. Lord gave us somebody in charge, and he was an asshole.
Didn't follow at all.
Didn't follow the Lord at all. He had a priest check him, and he still didn't listen. It's crazy. Go ahead.
It's like, if I may, and I think you mentioned the fighting over the languages. Y'all fighting over a language that's not even yours. You fighting over a tongue that was given to you by your oppressor, and you want to defend it so bad. I forgot who said it, but in the class one time, they were saying, like, when slaves talk about their masters, they often put themselves in a sentence like, oh, look, our house is dirty. Y'all didn't dirty our house. Like, you said that's not yours. You're fighting. You fight. Little do you know, you fighting for the oppressor, not against him. You know, it'd be the same person. I'd be like, oh, the man, but still go to work and
Yes, boss. Hey, you got it. You know what I mean? Like you fighting over something that's not even yours. Like you want to defend and honor your language and your culture, and it's not even yours. Like this is your culture. You know what we're doing right now. This is your culture, not Haitian Independence. It's like not like that. Not Haitian Independence Day or Mexican Mother's Day and this, that, and the third. Like you're fighting over something that was given to you to suppress you. Same thing you said earlier. Like you let the white man tell you when it's okay to celebrate your father and your mother.
Right.
Same thing. You let the white man tell you when it's how to honor the book that was given to you by God. This book was written by a black man, and you let a white man tell you how to read it and how to live it. Come on now, like that's just dumb. You gotta see the stupidity.
So no need for a salaki. Everything. I hope y'all understand what this brother is bringing out because this is a very big issue. Again, we think carnally. You're right because this is actually one of my favorite movies, Django. And the reason why I love it so much because like first of all they get them white folks. Right. I was so happy, but I mean, Samuel L. Jackson he played this role too, but it really showed that mindset of like a head house nigga. Right. And you're right, like that thing, like they'll like associate themselves with their master. Right. Like if their master is sick, he'd be like, "Oh, we sick." Like you're the same. Like you become like a part of that person. Right. But that's because that's who they serve, though. You see how I don't know anybody who's seen Django. I mean, it's been out long enough. I'm not spoiling nothing, but you see, like he is carnally, he's one of us, right? But he served so-called white man. Remember when Django pulled up on that horse? He looked at him like, he's like, who's that nigga on that neck? Like he was offended. Like, how dare a black man be on top of a horse? Like, what is this? He was angry. He was, matter of fact, he was more upset than the white man was. Right. What they call him? What was it? They called him Big Daddy. That was yeah. He was like more upset than him. Right. I was like, damn, like you would have swore he was right, but he was so angry at the sight of somebody that looks like him in a position of like he's taking care of himself. Right. Made you upset. Why? Because that's who you serve. Sorry, a lot of y'all are still like that, kind of going into the authority. You'll listen to a white man who enslaved your people all damn day, but then you worried about what he's doing. White man tell you to go do something, you'll do it. Black man tell you to go do something, it's who are you? I'm not like who, like people like we get disrespectful. Right. Hispanic, a white man tells you to do something, you do it. A Hispanic man tell you to do something, you over here questioning his citizenship. That's crazy. Crazy. Like, do you got papers? Do you belong here? Like, bro, like what are we talking about? Like, I won't be too long-winded, but
like, I mean, one point. And it wasn't even that the brother was jealous when he pulled up on that horse. He wasn't jealous of the brother. Like, he just had that spirit of the oppressor on him so much he hated to see that brother doing good. It wasn't even jealousy. Like, it would have been like a little bit more acceptable if he was jealous. Like, damn, look at this brother doing good for himself. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But he wasn't even jealous. He was just a hater. So like, it was just weird.
It's like he himself didn't even want to be in that
position. Right. Like,
damn, how he get there? He like really was like mad. He was the one that snitched on him when he found out that his wife worked there. Right. He was the one that was like, oh, hey, look, they know each other. Like he's the one that snitched. Right. Like, right. But Salakia, again, that's who they serve though. Crazy. So you gotta wonder who you serve. Who do you serve? Right. Really ask yourself that. You ain't gotta tell me, you don't gotta tell this brother. You take that up with the Most High. Who do you really serve? Because your actions will show. Salakia. What we got? You already read to verse 8, so we'll go. Let's see, 29:9 to 9 to 29:15. It's book of Exodus, chapter 29, verse 9. Yaka Gorath, Atham, Abanyat, Akaran, Yabanyan, Yaka Bashaf, Lahab, Maga Ka'ith, Yaha Yatha, Laham. Let's see, Baha Na'ah, Laka Kwaf, Iwalam, Salakia, Yama La'ath, Id, no, like, Salakia, not Id, Yad, Aha Ra'an, Wayad, Kanya, Yahakwa Ra, Ba'ath, Ath, Hagar. No, let's see. Hapar. Yeah, Hapar, Salakia. Hapar, Lapunya, Ahal, Ma Ya'id, why Samad, no, Wasamad, Aran, Salakia. Yabanya, Ath, Yada, Yaham, Isle, Ra'ash, Hapar, Washa Ka Sa'ath, Ath, Hapar, Lapunya, Yahweh, Patha'ak, Ahal, Ma'aid, Yala Kwa Ka'ath, Adam, let's say Madam, Hapar, Yanath Ta'ah, Isle, Quaranath, Quaranath, Hamaza Ka'ak, Mataza Ya'id, Ya'ath, Ka'al, Hadam, Tashapan, all Yasa Ya'ath, Amazaak, Yalakwa Ka'ath, Hakalab, Ma'ath, Hakwa Ra'am, Ya'ath, Hayatha Ra'an, Isle, Banyab, Ya'ath, Thaya, Habalayaf, Ya'ath, let's see, Ya'ath, Hakalab, Ashar, Ilaham, Wa'akwata Ra'ath, Hamaza'a Ka'ath, Ya'ath, Kashar, Hapar, Ya'ath, Iran, Ya'ath, Parashya, Tasharan, Ka'ash, Maka'ai, Makataza, Makayataza, Lama Kanya, Kasayath, Kayan, last verse, Ya'ath, Hayal, Hakad, Thakwa'ak, Yamanya, Ra'az, Yaman, Yabanya, Ath, Yada Ya'am, Isle, Ra'ash, Ya'al. That's it.
Come on. The book of Exodus, chapter 29, verse 9. And thou shalt gird them with girdles, Aaron and his sons, and put the bonnets on them. And the priest's office shall be theirs for a perpetual statute. And thou shalt consecrate Aaron and his sons. And thou shalt cause a bullock to be brought before the tabernacle of the congregation. And Aaron and his sons shall put their hands upon the head of the bullock. And thou shalt kill the bullock before the Lord, by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And thou shalt take the blood of the bullock and put it upon the horns of the altar with thy finger, and pour all the blood beside the bottom of the altar. And thou shalt take all the fat that covereth the inwards, and the caul that is above the liver, and the two kidneys and the fat that is upon them, and burn them upon the altar. Verse 14, but the flesh of the bullock and his skin and his dung thou shalt burn with the fire without the camp. It is a sin offering.
Now, read that one more time. That last verse.
Come on, verse 14. But the flesh of the bullock and his skin and his dung shalt thou burn with the fire without the camp. It is a sin offering.
Okay, meaning what? Some people have asked me this before, like, why don't we make, like, you read a lot about, like, the sacrifices that we make, like the animal sacrifices, right? We don't do that anymore because the Lord You know, Christ came about, he sacrificed himself for us. We don't do that anymore. Right now, it's not about a blood sacrifice. And a part of that is also because we've done that so many times. Guess what? Be honest with you, it didn't change anything. We took advantage of it. That's exactly what happened. We made all these sacrifices, right? Still sinned. Still sinned. We fasted. Now you can fast, you know. It's all right. There's nothing wrong with fasting. It's actually very honorable to fast, right? I mean, you do it for the Day of Atonement, right? But we fasted, still sinned. We did we made these offerings to the Most High, sinned
For nothing.
and we still did what we wanted to do. Now, there's a different kind of sacrifice that you can make. This one is not carnal. This is spiritual. The sacrifice that you could make is to just not sin.
Right.
You deny your flesh. Your flesh will be the destruction of you. I'm paraphrasing. This is scripture saying that in your flesh there is no good thing. Meaning what? Your flesh wants to have sex. That's what it is. Brothers, you see a woman walking down the street, you think she's fine. You know she's a whore. You know she's absolutely disgusting. But you find her physically attractive. So your body is telling you, I want to have sex with that woman. Should you do it? Absolutely not. She would destroy you. Either spiritually, financially, or physically. She might have something, right? You're defiling your own body. Like, I'm being real. All right, so it's the same way. Hey, look, you shouldn't have this kind of spirit on you, but I'm gonna be 100 with you, all right? You might already have a man. You shouldn't think like this, but I'm being real with you. You might walk down the street, you might see another man. I don't know, he might look similar to your husband. Maybe that's just what you're into. And your body is telling you, oh, he's attractive. I should go see what's up with him. Oh no, that's Satan talking to you. Because you're gonna destroy yourself. Because if you cheat on your man with that man, he's gonna find out. You got kids with that man. You destroyed everything that you had because you wanted what? 2 minutes of pleasure? Being honest, right? Your sin wants, not your sin, your flesh wants to feel good.
Right.
All right. That's why a lot of us do drugs. You want to do coke. That's what it is. You want to do cocaine because it gets you that high. You feel great. Ooh. And you're chasing that high for the rest of your life. And you are destroying your body.
Right.
Destroying your brain, actually. That stuff shoots straight up. You want to feel good by becoming an alcoholic. Now, you can drink, but you take it excessively. You get belligerently drunk all the time. You're throwing up all over the place. You're violent when you get drunk. But it's all because you're trying to run away from something. You want to feel good in the moment. Your flesh is telling you, I want to get drunk. Life's too hard. I want to feel good right now. Right. All right. Life's too hard. I'm arguing with my wife. You know, I'm going to leave her. You've been with her for 15 years, and it's like, I just can't do it no more. She ain't never cheat on you. She ain't never leave you. You know, y'all just have disagreements. What they call it, irreconcilable differences. Oh. You want a divorce because you want to be happy. You want to feel good. But everything that feels good is not good for you. It's like anything else. Kids love sugar, right? They want to eat ice cream. They want to eat popsicles. They want to eat all the candy in the world, right? And you know too much candy is bad for them. Right. Kids don't know no better. They'll eat candy until their teeth fall out. They'll eat ice cream until they're sick. You got to stop them. Hey, that's too much. Hey, you don't need that. You don't need ice cream every night before you go to bed. You don't need that. Hey, have some water. Stop drinking juice all day. You see what I mean? Right. You should probably take a shower. Kids won't want to play outside, do whatever they want to do, right? They might just want to hop in bed. Nope, take your behind in that bath and wash your behind. Because you know what's good for them. Same thing with the Most High. He knows what's good for you, and what's good for you may not always feel good. Right. That's just real. You need, it gets you like this. A good father may not always give you what you want, but he will always give you what you need. Right. That's what the Most High does. You need discipline. You need to stay away from pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You need to stay away from whores and whoremongers. You need to stop celebrating holidays. You need to stop hanging out with these evil, disgusting sinners. You need to stop sleeping around with women who are not of your nation. You need to stop sleeping around with men who are not of your nation. You need to stop doing these things because the Lord knows what's good for you. Right. He knows. You're carnal, though. You want to feel good in the moment. Don't do that. Don't do it. All right? Because you will lead to your own destruction. Right. Going back to the sacrifices, yeah, that's what happened. We took advantage of these sacrifices. We thought, I'm gonna sin, I'm gonna sacrifice this goat. All right, we good now. He gonna go right back to being a whoremonger. That's what happened. Like, just being honest. That's why we don't do these carnal sacrifices anymore, because it was pretty much done in vain.
Right.
You know, we're here now, didn't do anything. So now this is what you should sacrifice. Sacrifice, hear me out, your flesh, not literally your flesh, but you should sacrifice the pleasures of your flesh.
Right.
Because those pleasures will lead into sin. That's why we don't do it anymore. Somebody have something right there? Oh, okay. All right, Most High in Christ. You got anything about it?
Come on. Every rich and famous sexual deviant that end up going to jail is pleasure in their flesh. Only reason why it's like R. Kelly or Diddy or Isupk, not like that. These men that have went viral for their sexual deviancy being exposed is because they like to give into their flesh. Mm-hmm. They like to be carnal. They like to do what feels good, and they end up in jail, exposed all over the internet. Now, if they do get out, which I hope they don't, they're never getting back to the position they was, the high value that they had.
Right.
Because they followed their flesh and now they've been exposed for it. Same thing with that fake Israelite leader. He was pleasing his flesh and now he's exposed everywhere. Now everyone knows.
Yeah.
The whole nation knows about his sexual deviancy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Don't give into your flesh. Don't be carnal.
Yeah, you're right. When I say everybody knows about that, I've seen that clip. It was a Charleston White. I don't know if you've seen it. Yeah, I didn't even know he knew. Like, but I guess it really got out there.
It's viral.
I was like, damn. Like, you think like, oh, maybe just the Israelite community knows about it. No, everybody knows who you are now.
Right.
Like, I seen. I was talking about this recently. There was a sister, sadly. She was on TikTok. She went viral. I want to say like maybe last year, maybe it was like a few months ago. I don't know. It was some time, but she went viral because she was talking about how she got 100-something bodies, right? And she does OF content, right? Now I done forgot about this chick. Well, I guess she resurfaced because there was a clip. She went to like a party, and it's like a regular party, like she's chilling with her friends or whatever, just kind of minding their business. And I guess some people knew who she was, so they got on stage and was like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, and they went up and they was like, oh yeah, keep sucking, know. But she got mad. She's like, what? Like, why would y'all do that? And again, you fed your flesh.
Right.
That's what another thing. Like a lot of y'all, I pray. Like, I hope this message reaches the right people. This like OF content and like just selling your body for like likes and money, like, and it's both men and women doing it. Y'all think it's cool now. I guarantee you, first of all, you're already putting your life in danger because you're giving your body to all these people, and odds are most of them have diseases or they probably not right in the head they damn selves. I don't know. It's like some of these people wind up dead. Like, I'm being real with you. You think it's cool now? I think that's sister. I think she's young. She's probably like 21, if that. Something. Imagine when she turned 30. Lord allow she to live to see that long, right? I think at 30 years old, I think she might look back and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. You're ashamed. That's what happens to a lot of like these adult film stars. Like they go through this stuff for however long, and then one day, I don't know, something finally clicks in their head. They're like, I don't want to do this. I want a wife and kids, or I want a husband. I want a family. But it's like you go on the internet and we done seen you do everything. You done sold yourself because you're feeding your flesh. It felt good in the moment. Right. Like ultimately, it will destroy you. And that was just a perfect moment. Let's see, Khan, and she was gloating about it. What else? What else do you expect? Yeah. No, exactly. What else do you expect?
Right.
You thought that it was cool in a moment. Which is crazy because, yeah, she did boast about it. You put it on the internet for everybody to see. I mean, it's on the internet. Now you go into a party, you thinking nobody knows who you are. You think you could just, it's like, you think you a superhero. Like, oh, I got my secret identity now. I could just live regularly. Like, no, we all see you. Everybody sees you.
Right.
Now, you ruined your life so much at a very young age, you can't even go to a party and just chill Now you have to worry, oh, these people know who I am. She might end up really liking the dude in the future. She might want to settle down. Then he's going to find the woman that he's talking to on the internet, and she's doing God knows what. Probably not going to want her no more. Now she done lost out on a potentially good dude because of what she wanted to do. She fed her flesh. It's going to destroy you, man. I promise you, right? When they called her out, sorry if I remember. Yeah, when they called her out, yeah. It's sad, man. But we telling you this for a reason. We don't want this to happen to you. The Lord don't want this to happen to you. Don't feed your flesh. Don't feed your flesh. The Lord is going to give you what you need, and He may also give you what you want righteously, though. Look, being real with you, some brothers come in here, you hurt. You ain't got no rib. Okay, serve the Lord. Serve the Lord. The Lord going to give you a good woman.
Right.
A woman who's not going to cheat on you. A woman who will listen to you and value you as a man. Who will have your children stick by you for the rest of your life. Whatever y'all do in the bed is that's between y'all, right? That ain't for us to know. But now you good. Now you got something better. You know, you got something better. You got a woman who's going. It's one thing to get a woman, Akin. It's another one to keep one.
Right.
I pray you understand. That goes for sisters too. You out here doing God knows what in the streets. How about you get you a man who actually loves you for you and sticks by you, who protects you? Wouldn't you want that? Isn't it exhausting giving your body to all these different people? I don't know about you. I don't want to be going meeting different people every single damn day and being like, oh yeah, I have to explain to another woman what my favorite color is. Like, I don't want to sit here and do that no more. Like, I already told you like 30 times my favorite color is red. I already know that. Be better, right? You got anything about what times? See, I talk too much. Continue.
Verse 15. Thou shalt also take one ram, and Aaron and his son shall put their hands upon the head of the ram.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 16. And thou shalt slay the ram, and thou shalt take his blood and sprinkle it around, so like around about upon the altar. And thou shalt cut the ram in pieces and wash the inwards of him and his legs, and put them onto his pieces and unto his head. Verse 18. And thou shalt burn the whole ram, like upon the altar. It is a burnt offering unto the Lord. Right. It is a sweet savor and offering made by fire unto the Lord. Right. Verse 19. And thou shalt take the other ram, and Aaron and his son shall put their hands upon the head of the ram, and thou shalt kill the ram, and take of his blood, and put it upon the tip of the right ear of Aaron, and upon the tip of the right ear of his sons, and upon the thumb of their right hand, and upon the great toe of their right foot, and sprinkle the blood upon the altar round about. Verse 21. And thou shalt take the blood of that is upon the altar and of the anointing oil, and sprinkle it upon Aaron, and upon his garments, and upon his sons, and upon the garments of his sons with him, and he shall be hallowed, and his garments and his sons garments with him.
Sidebar, again, we don't do this anymore.
Right.
Don't worry. If you're not in the school already, you don't got to worry about coming in here and we're sprinkling goat's blood on you. You're going to be fine. Okay, we don't do that no more.
Right.
Because again, as we already brought out, we've made plenty of carnal offerings before. He didn't do that.
Right.
All right. So Lord, He's not accepting that anymore. If you sin now and you know that you shouldn't be sinning, or you know what sin is, hey, look, you can go sacrifice a goat if you want to. You still won't get that punishment. The Lord not worried about that no more. He wants you to be perfect.
Right.
So
if I may. What? And this ain't talking about a priest, a Catholic priest walking down the aisle spreading holy water on people. You know, you seen that before?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not what this is talking about.
Yeah.
And that's not what we do. Because like you said, it's done in a way with. So like,
yep.
Continue. Verse 21. And thou shalt take the blood of that is upon the altar, and of the anointing oil, and sprinkle it upon Aaron, and upon his garments, and upon his sons, and upon the garment of his sons with him, and he shall be hallowed, in his garments, and his sons garments with him. Verse 22. Also thou shalt take of the ram the fat and the rump of the fat, and the fat that covereth the inwards, and the caul above the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, and the right shoulder, for it is a ram of consecration. Verse 23. And 1 loaf of bread, and 1 cake of oiled bread, and 1 wafer out of the basket of the unleavened bread that is before the Lord. And thou shalt put all in the hands of Aaron, and in the hands of his sons, and thou shalt wave them for a wave offering before the Lord. And thou shalt receive them of their hands, and burn them upon the altar for a burnt offering, for a sweet savor before the Lord is an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Verse 26, and thou shalt take the breast of the ram of Aaron's consecration and wave it for a wave offering before the Lord, and it shall be thy part. And thou shalt sanctify the breast of the wave offering and the shoulder of the heave offering, which is waved and which is heaved up. Which is heaved up of the ram and of the ram of the consecration, even of that which is for Aaron and that which is for his sons. Verse 28, and there shall be Aaron and his sons by a statute forever from the children of Israel, for it is an heave offering, and it shall be an heave offering from the children of Israel of the sacrifice of their peace offerings, even their heave offering unto the Lord. Verse 29, and the holy garments of Aaron shall be his sons after him.
So what?
And the holy garments of Aaron shall be his sons after him, to be anointed therein and to be consecrated in them.
Meaning what? His sons are going to be raised under him, and they are going to be priests as well. Right? Like, again, this is talking about a lineage, an inheritance, if you will. It's not just about you. Again, we think too carnally out in the world. Think of it like this. And I talk about inheritance a lot because sadly, our people, we've lost that in a sense, right? You get money now and you don't do nothing for your kids. You don't set up an inheritance for them. You want to know why people are doing a lot better than you nowadays is because, again, they work together. They're evil and wicked as hell, but they take care of each other in a sense, right? They're going to make sure that their son, he going to be rich too.
Right.
And guess what? If that son is a F up and he's screwing around, sorry, I'm going to have another son. I'm going to give him an inheritance. They're going to make sure that their lineage progresses and that they're going to be taken care of. That's how they're here today, right? That's what happens today. Us, we get money. We made it out the ghetto. We're doing well for ourselves. But you don't like do nothing for your kids. And I'm not saying necessarily like you don't take care of your kids. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is you're not setting them up for success. All right. We have this mentality, sadly. We glorify hardship. Perfect example. 30 years old, and I'm still hearing about people saying, like, oh, he's not from the ghetto, he ain't black. What are we talking about? You know, there are black people that live in the suburbs. There are black people who have a two parent household. That doesn't make them any less black. Those are still your people. Oh, they didn't go through what they went through. So some people, sadly, you went through a hard life. Now you're finally doing well. And now you almost like are jealous of your children, which is crazy because you should want to raise your children to have what you didn't, right? Still discipline them, of course, but like set them up so they can have it better than what you've had it. But some of us are still so selfish. It's like, oh, I struggled, so my kids got to struggle too. You'll kick them out at 18 just because. Just because. They ain't do nothing wrong. Graduated high school, might be going into school, probably got a job, probably helping you with rent. You're going to kick them out. What? You going to learn how hard it is out there. Why? You setting your own lineage back.
Right.
You shouldn't be doing that. We got to get out of that mindset, man. Because you're not doing anything for your people. Who was it? I think it was Shaq. Wasn't it Shaq? He said something about like he's not going to give like an inheritance to his children or something like that. Like he's like, my money is my money. This is like a while ago. It was like years ago.
Shaq is rich.
Yeah, but I was like, you filthy, like you giving away a little bit of money ain't gonna hurt you.
You got a foot in every company on planet Earth. Have you ever heard like how many companies he own?
It's ridiculous. I think
crazy.
Is he a billionaire yet?
I don't know, but he probably like secretly a billionaire.
Yeah,
Shaq has his foot in the door in every franchise on the planet Earth.
I wouldn't be surprised. But it's like, dang, like, I don't know about now, but I'm thinking like, dang, like, it's like, wouldn't you want to help you? I'm not saying like spoil your kids in the sense of like make everything easy for them and like set them up for failure when they get older if they think everything's going to be handed to them on a silver platter. I'm not saying that, but you can help them though. Maybe you own a company. Maybe you want to pass on the company to your, I don't know, your daughter or your son or whoever. I don't freaking know. But we think, again, carnally, we're selfish. We only think about us. That's what we think about. We think about, I got to get mine.
Right.
Then you have kids. You don't want to pass on none to your kids. Half of y'all don't even got your kids in y'all with. That's sad. But multiple times throughout the Bible, you see it'll be a father and his sons are coming up after him. they're going to inherit what he inherits because he was righteous. You know, you might be where you're at because your father was righteous. I mean, Noah's sons were saved. Why? Because of Noah. That's why. What if Noah wasn't righteous? Think about it. What if Noah wasn't righteous? There would be no Ham. There would be no Japheth and Shem. We probably wouldn't even be here. I don't know. The Lord was ready to kill everybody, but Noah was righteous, so he gave a little bit of grace. Like, okay, I'll save these few select people. The rest of y'all can go up. The Lord could have hit the reset. I don't know. He could have made a whole new species for all I freaking know. I don't know. Probably wouldn't even be human anymore. I'm just saying that to get y'all to understand we really got to be there for each other.
Right.
And we're not. It's not sinking in yet. Everybody else got to figure it out. Like Chinese man come over here, he'll do just fine because he has a sense of this is my family. I'm going to do what's right for my family. A lot of these immigrants, when they come over here, you know what they do? They get mad when their kids start effing up at school. They once, like, I'll be real with you. Like when I was in high school, we had a lot of Indian immigrants. And I'm telling you right now, I remember it was one girl, she had an A-. I kid you not, parents flipped out. It's like, how dare you jeopardize your education? I'm like, damn, A-. I'm like, y'all would have hated me as a kid. Yeah. But again, it's like they want better for their children.
Right.
You should want the same. You got anything up?
Come on, so like what's it called? I remember, like you saying, I remember I met one Indian kid that was just like a horrible student. Like I've never, like you saying, like I've never met any other immigrant whose parents was not on them. You know, so like how word it? Like that's what we need. Like you were saying, like Blacks and Native Hispanics need parents is gonna be on you. You know, like if you pick up a hobby when you're young, you should. If your kids show interest in a hobby when they're young, you should like not force it on them, but push them to be better. You know what I'm saying? Like push them to be great. You know what I mean? Like you saying, the sons inheriting the fathers, righteousness. Like I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my father. You know, like I'm a prime example. If I wouldn't be, the man that I am today if it was not for my father. You know, so like that's just about it.
No, that's an excellent point though. Like we gotta nurture each other.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you made an excellent point. Like, because of what your father did, now you're here.
Right.
And like, Lord allow, you're gonna have kids someday.
Right.
And then they're gonna follow in your footsteps.
Right.
You know, it just makes it better overall. We gotta think like that. We gotta think as a nation, not as an individual. Don't be what they call it, individualite.
Right.
Don't do that. Out the water. Well, yeah, don't be like that, man. Because ultimately, all you're doing when you think that mindset, you're doing exactly what Esau wants you to do. You're divided. Same thing we talked about earlier in class. You are divided. You don't think as yourself as a nation. Y'all too busy fighting over nonsense. Y'all 40 years old talking about whether or not if you should go 50-50 in the household. What are we talking about? Like, that's still a thing. Y'all doing pop the balloon challenges.
Oh, my God.
You 37. But what are you doing? You got kids. What are we doing?
Gotta clock in after the shoot, though. Like, come on.
Crazy. Come on. And then call somebody, you know what, let me stop. My point, just do better. Do better. All right? Because ultimately, when you help out your nation, you help out yourself.
Right.
Don't be an individual like it's a lot. I think you were at 20. No, you were at
28.
28, yeah.
Come on. Also, like verse 29. We finished 28. Verse 29. Then the holy garments of Aaron shall be his sons after him, to be anointed therein, and to be consecrated in them. Verse 30. And that son that is priest in his stead shall put them on 7 days, when he cometh into the tabernacle of the congregation to minister in the holy place. Verse 31. And thou shalt take the ram of the consecration and set it, and seethe his flesh in the holy place. Verse 32. And Aaron and his sons shall eat the flesh of the ram and the bread that is in the basket by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And they shall eat those things wherewith the atonement was made, to consecrate and to sanctify them. But a stranger shall not eat thereof, because they are holy.
It says, but a stranger shall not eat thereof, because they are holy. Meaning what? Separate. Again, talk about it every time. I know we being a dead horse. We're talking about the children of Israel, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right. For anybody who's confused why we say so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, It's because we've done our research and found out that, we are God's chosen people.
Right.
Not the fake Jewish man. He's Jewish. He's not a real Jew. He's trying to be something that he's not. Sidebar, again, we can get into the biology of it, right? A lot of people like to say, we're still in the culture. How do you know that you're this? Well, there's plenty of different ways, but I got a basic one for you. Have any of y'all ever been to Israel? Like have y'all ever been in that region? Y'all ever been to y'all ever traveled through Africa or somewhere in the Middle East? It's hot. It's hot as hell. I've never touched foot in Egypt, but when I was in the service, we went by the Suez Canal. It's literally right next to Egypt. Hot as hell. It's a different type of heat. You think California hot? Oh no, it's different, right? But my whole point being this: who typically lives in hotter environments? It's usually darker skinned people, right? Why? Because our skin is designed to help protect us from the UV rays from the sun. It's radiation. The sun gives off radiation. So we are darker, depending on where you live, because we are built for that environment. You want to know why our hair is the way it is? I found out it's actually supposed to help circulate air. A white person, or we'll call them European, or the Caucasians, if you will, they have smaller nostrils. You want to know why? It helps filter cold air, because they live in a cold environment. Their skin is actually rich in vitamin D. We get our vitamin D from the sun, and when we're not exposed to the sun, you can do your research if you want. A lot of black people are actually vitamin D deficient. Right. When we live in colder environments, we're not supposed to be there. Now they have long hair because why? It helps insulate heat. Their hair has to go down because their climate is cold. So if you take a Caucasian, a European, Esau, right, Edomite, and you put them in a hot environment where they're exposed to the sun, well, guess what? Their skin is not designed to protect themselves from the rays of the sun. So they're going to burn. I actually found out it's not just their skin, it's the cells inside that are actually deteriorating. Right. So they're at higher risk for skin cancer. They're going to get hot faster than us because their hair does not help circulate air. Their hair is meant to trap heat. Well, you're in a hot ass environment and you trapping heat, you're going to pass out. Oh my gosh. Even with their noses are thinner, right? Our noses are wider and we have bigger nostrils because it helps filter hot air. It's a hot environment. You need more oxygen. Larger nostrils means more airway, means more oxygen to your brain. You got small nostrils. You're in a hot environment. That means less oxygen to the brain. This is science. Right. By the way, same thing for our northern tribe brothers and sisters. You want to know why they're out here? They're a little bit more before Esau came over and colonized. If you actually look at the skin complexion of a lot of our native indigenous brothers and sisters, they range from brown to a darker brown, dark skin. Why? The climate. They can survive out here. You can't be too light because there's seasons out here. You got winter, spring, fall, summer. Can't be too light because when summer comes around, you're going to burn. You don't want that. But you can't be too dark either because cold climate. So how they are, Lord designs things for a certain way. If you look at the original indigenous people, they're more in between. They might have longer hair, but their hair is not like white person's hair. It's thick. It's very coarse because they're supposed to kind of be in the middle so they can function. White man came over here. Guess what? He burned. I found out it was ranked top 10 countries of skin cancer, and one of them was actually the United States of America. I think it was Australia, New Zealand. The other one was actually Israel. You want to know why? There's a lot of white people that live in all these regions. They're not native to being over there. They're not designed to be over there. They're designed to be by the Caucasus Mountains. Right. The Amerindians and stuff like that, like the Kardashians and all that. They're white. Okay. They're white. They're designed to be in that area because it's cloudy. They can function over there. Can't function anywhere else. So the reason why I'm bringing all this up is because if you don't believe me, do your research. Israel is hot. So how is it that God's chosen people are supposedly white? Come on. And he's going to put these people in a land where they're getting skin cancer. I forgot, it was like one year it got so hot that they had to have like a curfew of when they had to be inside because they were getting skin cancer.
Come on.
But that's God's chosen people.
And they're saved.
Yeah, and they're saved. Or maybe you think the Israelis are God's chosen people. Okay, look how they move. See what they do. They show me where their genealogy traces back to ancient Egypt and their ancestors were slaves.
Right.
So that the slaves that were in Egypt were a dark-skinned race of people. It wasn't the Israelis. You see them, they're in cahoots with America. They're over here bombing freaking Palestine and doing inhumane things. That's God's chosen people. What did I say? Make it make sense. Yeah, make it make sense. Y'all think that's God's chosen people. You're stealing their culture. No, they stole our culture. And it's been happening for so long. They believe it. They really believe that they are God's chosen people. You guys, okay, what tribe? From the tribe of Judah? Well, I don't know. Oh, okay. Can you trace back your genealogy to ancient Egypt? No? Oh, okay. Do you keep the law, statutes, and commandments? Y'all over here wearing yarmulkes and stuff. Like, where's that say that in the Bible? They actually, in the Jewish community, they say you inherit being a Jew from your mother's side, which is not in the Bible.
Right.
Because if that's the case, Judah, Judites, I guess, foremother, if you will, is actually a Canaanite woman. It's a Hamite. So why are her children not Canaanites? They're labeled as Israelites. So you are the seed of your father.
Right.
But they'll tell you otherwise. You see how like nothing makes sense? Nothing makes sense, right? They'll break the law. Like a lot of, again, the Jewish man, he owns a lot of these companies. And they be doing some weird stuff. Weird. I found out, I forgot his name. I gotta start writing notes. You want to know who owns part of the porn industry? It's a Jewish man. I think he's gay too. So you got a gay Jewish man, God's chosen people, who owns a porn company that promotes sexual deviancy. It's a sin. How? Show me where that's legal in the book of Leviticus. They do everything you're not supposed to do. Make it make sense, man. Like, come on.
Right.
And if you want to know, well, black people do crazy stuff. We do crazy stuff because we're lost and we were colonized.
Right.
We didn't do a lot of these things back then, but it was introduced to us by the so-called white and Jewish man. Now we're destroyed. We're trying to get back. We're trying to get away from all this stuff. Because as long as we serve the so-called white man, most I ain't never going to be with us.
Right.
We're going to be slaves forever. We don't want that. You got anything about it?
Come on, so like if I may, I remember one time I was told, so like that the president of Palestine said, how did the Jews leave black and come back white?
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Like you saying, they just not built for that area. Like they burn it up right now. How could you possibly be in your promised land if you're literally getting killed off? The land is killing you, and nothing in that land is making you better. It's literally killing you, giving you skin cancer. Like, come on now.
Hey, you're not supposed to be there.
Not at all. It's like that's right.
Oh, most high in crisis. Like, look, we're telling you these things for a reason. Again, if y'all don't believe us, you can go look it up yourself. That's an excellent point too. I forgot about that. Yeah, it was the Egyptian president, I think, or something like that. Yeah, he was asking like, how y'all leave black but come out white? How y'all palette swap? How that work? Y'all a whole different people. I would say the other person, but I know once I say his name, this video is going to get flagged. So let's just say a certain person who was persecuting the so-called Jewish man.
With the funny mustache.
Yeah. Let's just say you got the mustache. We'll just say that. I can't say his name, but he even admitted that the real Jews are black. He said that talking about America, like you stole the jewels of God.
Right.
Come on, man. But I get it. Esau, put it like this: Esau does not want you to know that you are God's chosen people because he wants to own you. He doesn't view you as a person. He views you as property.
3/5.
3/5 of a man. 3/5 of a man. White people will prioritize dogs over you. That's a fact. You ever seen like they're like, oh, I'm against animal cruelty, but you cool with black people dying. Come on, man. You okay with deporting Hispanic people? We were talking about this earlier. It was I found out a lot. It's sad, really. There's a lot of Hispanics that get put into foster care because, like, the children, they'll be born here, so obviously they have citizenship in the U.S., but then the parents might not be. So some Edomite somewhere happens to find out, deports the mother and the father, but of course the child is still here. Well, the child can't go with them, so you know what happens? Put in foster care. You know who usually adopts them? White people. And they think that they're doing a good thing. Like, oh, I saved them. It's called the white savior complex.
Oh.
That's what it is. So we're telling you these things for a reason. But these are God's chosen people, yo. Just throwing that out there. You got anything?
So like if I may, according to their doctrine, the man with the funny mustache would have been a Jew. To their doctrine, because his grandmother was a Jew, making his mother a Jew, making him a Jew.
So what, y'all oppressed each other?
Yeah, like come on now.
Like, come on.
That's white on white crimes. Like,
yeah,
literally,
it is.
They all talk about black on black crime. That's literally what the whole. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say that.
That's literally what the whole Holocaust was.
Yeah,
it was white on white crime.
Yep.
And then they say like, oh well, the Jews were in slavery. It says 400 years in the Bible, not 12. How long did the Holocaust last? I'm not saying what happened to them wasn't wrong, but it's not what the Bible said was gonna happen. And not the Jews. It's not. You're just not them, bro. This is not you.
Yep.
So like
we could wrap it up.
Okay.
I think we're at 32.
Come on, God. Verse 32, and Aaron and his sons shall eat the flesh of the ram and the bread that is in the basket by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And they shall eat those things wherewith the atonement was made to consecrate and to sanctify them, but a stranger shall not eat thereof because they are holy. Mm-hmm. And if out of the flesh of the consecrations or of the bread remain unto the morning, then thou shalt burn the remainder with fire. It shall not be eaten because it is holy. Verse 35, and thus shalt thou do unto Aaron and to his sons, according to all things which I have commanded thee. 7 days shalt thou consecrate them. And thou shalt offer every day a bullock for a sin offering, for atonement, and thou shalt cleanse the altar, and thou hast made an atonement for it, and thou shalt anoint it to sanctify it. Verse 37, 7 days thou shalt make an atonement for the altar, and sanctify it, and it shall be an altar most holy. Whatsoever touches the altar shall be holy. Now this is that which thou shalt offer upon the altar, 2 lambs of the first year, day by day, continually. The one lamb thou shalt offer in the morning, and the other lamb thou shalt offer at even. And with one lamb, a 10th deal of the flour mingled with the 4th part of an hin of beaten oil, and the 4th part of an hin of wine for a drink offering. Verse 41. And the other lamb thou shalt offer at even, and shalt do thereto according to the meat offering of the morning, and according to the drink offering thereof for a sweet savor, and offering made by fire unto the Lord. Verse 42, this shall be a continual burnt offering throughout your generations at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation before the Lord, where I will meet you to speak there unto thee. Verse 43, last verse. And there I will meet with the children of Israel, and the tabernacle shall be sanctified by my glory.
Now, again, this is something that we were supposed to keep doing, the burnt offerings, but sadly, again, we no longer do this because we abused it. Right. We abused the grace that was given to us by the Most High. So because of that, no longer do it. Now, if you want to sacrifice anything, sacrifice the desire that your flesh tries to make you uphold. Right? Don't just keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
That's all it is. And say, look, one more thing before we end the class. I want people to understand that when you come into this truth, don't think of it as like it's a magical place and it's like, oh, I'm never going to be tempted ever again. You're going to be tempted. In fact, Satan's going to tempt you more because it's like, oh, how dare you get away from me? I made this analogy like a while ago. Satan's like an evil ex. Like you had a twisted relationship with them. It was wild and y'all had a bad breakup, right? And then you met the Most High. You are now learning about the law, statutes, and commandments. And now this is who you are married to, in a sense, right? Now you are in a healthy relationship.
Right.
But your ex don't like that. In fact, they're bitter now. Like, how dare you do better without me? I remember who you used to be.
Right.
I remember all the nasty stuff you was into. I remember all the drugs that you was into. I remember you was a liar and a thief and you celebrated pagan holidays. You were a murderer or you were whoever you were before you came into here. So now Satan's going to work extra hard to bring you back.
Right.
He's going to be there. But now the difference is now you're in a healthy relationship. Now what happens in here is we're going to give you the tools to fight against the temptation.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. Teaching, right? We can't do everything for you. We can tell you, like, put it like this. We can teach you how to fish, but it's up to you to go fish. We can't keep giving fish to you.
Right.
You got to learn how to do it yourself. Now, you know how to fish. You're hungry. Are you going to go fish to get it? Or are you going to sit there and just let hunger consume you? Think of it like that. So when temptation is knocking at your door, you know what you're supposed to do. And however you deal with it is how you deal with it. Like some brothers, like they may just need to call a brother just to talk to them. Like, you know, like you might, that lust might just be so strong when you like, you walk somewhere and you know this woman is a whore and she on you. And you're like, wait for this. And you just call a brother, just distract yourself. Maybe that's what you got to do.
Right.
Hey, Most High in Christ, you fought that demon and you won.
That's right.
You know, or you might have some old friends. You used to smoke weed with them. You don't smoke no more. And they around you. They chilling. You know, eventually one of them, because they always do this, they gonna hit this. They gonna pass it to you. And then there's that demon, knock them again. Like, I don't used to like weed.
Right.
Go ahead. It's just like the old days. You like, nah. Your flesh is telling you, yeah, but you like, nah. Call a brother. Hey, Slaggy, sir. You know, I just need to talk to you real quick. Matter of fact, you might not even need to bring it up. You might just need to call a brother just to get your mind out of it. Right? Just talk. Yeah, just talk. Just to get away from it. Because the thing is, demons don't fight fair. Demons, the same way like there's an angel over all of us, there's a demon not that far away, just hoping that you mess up. And it's not just one demon. I hope you understand that. It's a multitude of them. How many? I don't know. But they are waiting for you to mess up. They want to jump you. Okay, they don't fight fair. You don't fight fair. You have your brothers. You have your sisters.
Right.
You have the Most High.
That's right.
Use that to fight against that, right? Use that to fight against the temptation, the lust, the sin. Use that. They're here for you, but things you got to do it though.
Right.
All right. So now you have the tools. If you don't use it, well, yeah, Lord be with you, I guess. That's on you. Because it's here. You use it. The law, statutes, and commandments were made for you to follow so that you could have a life to live. Use the Bible. Use it. Don't just watch class and be like, okay, I'm still going to do. No, use it. This is a tool. Right? These are instructions. Like when you read a manual, you got a new car. Now you got to read the manual on how to use it. All right, cool. Now you know how to use it. Use this. All right. Call a brother.
Right.
For sisters, you know, practice sisterhood. Call each other. I want to go have a sister day. You want to go hang out? Go do that. You know, that's what you're supposed to be doing. So that's all I got. You got anything about it? All right. With that being said, you know, to watch everybody that tuned in, as usual, I talk too damn much, so you know, we went a little over time. But if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. We got to continue pushing this truth out. And with that, shalom.